Famous celebrities who ruin their careers. Celebrities can sometimes be made overnight, but as you're going to learn in this video, as quickly as they arise, they can fall. Because they live in the public eye and under intense scrutiny, their mistakes can be potentially controversial or even career-ending. If there's anything Hollywood has taught us, it's that no star is too big to fall. One minute, a famous actor or actress is at the top of the world. Everyone adores them, and their career seems unstoppable. However, no matter how beloved, beautiful, or talented they are, it can all come crashing down in the blink of an eye. Sometimes it is due to factors outside of the star's control. Maybe they just have bad luck with roles or having landing them. Or maybe a young, new star arrives on the scene and starts to eclipse them. While some stars simply fade out from the spotlight slowly, others get down the road very quickly. So if you're an actor whose private transgressions happen to go public, you better be prepared to look for a new line of work. Well, not to scare you, but to avoid that, make sure you watch this video to the end. Hit the red button below this to subscribe and the bell button to get notified of our upcoming videos. Ready to discover what happened to some of your favorite celebrities and why no one is hearing from them anymore? Let's dive into it. Mel Gibson was once one of the biggest Hollywood stars, commanding per-movie salaries that still rival some of today's biggest deals. He earned over $20 million in 1998 for Lethal Weapon 4, and later directed the controversial blockbuster The Passion of Christ. But a history of alcohol issues eventually caught up with him in the mid-2000s when a particularly offensive rant was recorded during a DUI stop, which included anti-Semitic and sexist remarks. 4 years later, as his career was beginning to recover slightly, another Gibson recording appeared online. This included another round of offensive, racist remarks all aimed aggressively at his ex-wife. His talent agency, William Morris Endeavor, immediately dropped him following the tape's release, leaving Gibson's career appearing unsalvageable. That being said, he seems to be experiencing a bit of a comeback this year, having directed the critically acclaimed war drama Hacksaw Ridge. Paul Rubin's Pee-wee persona was firmly embedded in pop culture before a 1991 arrest of the star for masturbating in an adult theater put the brakes on Rubin's career. For most of the 90s, Rubens avoided the public eye until he began to appear in films and television again in 1999. A pornography arrest in 2002 again threatened to derail his career, but was later brought down to a lesser charge. In recent years, he has finally started to reach the popularity he once had in the 80s, including starring in the Netflix original film Pee-wee's Big Holiday. Tatum O'Neal. As the youngest star ever to win an Oscar for Best Actress in a Supporting Role, O'Neal seemed to be on her way to a long and acclaimed journey in the film industry. Unfortunately, the actress's career was derailed by her rampant drug abuse. Her post-Oscar resume has been sparse, with few credits and mostly forgettable roles. Her substance use has also hurt her personal life. In 1998, O'Neal lost custody of her children to her ex-husband, tennis player John McEnroe, due to her drug problems. Thomas Gibson, a longtime star of CBS's Criminal Minds, got himself axed from the drama in August 2016 after reportedly kicking one of the show's co-executive producers. The suspicion was initially thought to be temporary, but that changed after co-produced ABC Studios and CBS Studios launched an investigation into the altercation. Soon after, it was announced that Gibson had been permanently dismissed from the show. The official statement read, "Thomas Gibson has been dismissed from Criminal Minds. Creative details for how the character's exit will be addressed in the show and will be announced at a later date." The incident not only marked an unfortunate ouster for Gibson, who had been with the show since its premiere back in 2005, it has also badly tarnished his reputation. Courtney Love. The whole singer-turned-actress Courtney Love actually showed a ton of promise playing Larry Flynt's junkie wife, Althea, in The People vs. Larry Flynt. But perhaps her performance was a bit too method, because her real-life problems with addiction have led her to alienate people and lose work. Constantly in court, either suing or being sued, mostly for contract disputes and financial matters, Love has likely scared away many potential business partners and ruined her reputation. Bill Cosby. It certainly took a while, far too long according to lots of people, but the mounting accusations against Bill Cosby have finally affected his career. Granted, he's far from being the sitcom king he was at the time of The Cosby Show, but he was poised to return to NBC with another sitcom project until that hit the skids when a growing number of women, more than 50, came forward to accuse America's Dad of sexual misconduct. His Netflix comedy special was also shelved, and his theater performances soon followed suit. Whitney Houston, arguably one of the most talented singers of all time, Whitney Houston topped the Billboard 100 chart a record-holding 7 consecutive times, meaning that for 7 straight single releases, her song shot right to the #1 position. At the height of her fame, she parlayed her beautiful voice into an acting career that, although questionable, produced wildly successful films. Even more memorable is the single "I Will Always Love You" from The Bodyguard, which is one of the best-selling singles of all time. So what went wrong? Contributing to her downfall, which tragically led to her early death, is her marriage to Bobby Brown. The pair descended into drug abuse, leading to damage to Whitney's voice and ultimately a loss of faith in her ability as a performer. The reality show Being Bobby Brown, on which Houston appeared frequently, didn't help matters, as she appeared constantly manic, providing even more evidence of alleged drug addiction. In the end, Whitney Houston died at only 48 years old of heart failure, which was no doubt exacerbated by cocaine, also found in her system at the time of death. A megastar whose career was ruined by her own choices, Whitney Houston's story has become one of the darkest celebrity implosions ever. Having considered the title of the list you just opened, can you guess what side of the coin is facing downward? I guess yes. But that's exactly why you don't hear about these celebrities anymore. But if they could borrow a page from Cher and turn back time, we're sure they wish they would have done things differently and turned the coin upward. And that is it on the list. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share, and subscribe for more interesting videos from Everything Entertaining. Until we meet again, stay entertained, guys.